Hello, everybody, and welcome in for another episode of Vol Club Confidential, brought to you by the great people at Knoxville Smiles. More on them coming up, and we'll be joined by Tennessee wide receiver Bru McCoy. But before we get to that, we bring in Will Watkins of the Volunteer Club. And Will, Tennessee heads off to Georgia this weekend, another big tailgate on the road.
Always, yeah. We'll have a big presence down there as always, coming out, getting all the Vol fans together, partying, get a little pregame tailgate. Look in your email, your text, go to the app. You can find out where we're going to be, but as always, we're excited to see the Vol fans. Another trip to Athens. Hopefully a better turnout this trip than last trip to Athens. But, we're excited for this week.
Basketball season getting started up and more opportunity to kind of just, get out there and interact with the fans.
Yeah, always want to get out and talk to the fans. Basketball season's coming up. Huge class of transfers. We're all excited to see them, hitting the road and starting to play on the floor. Got a bunch of new merch out, so make sure you're going to thevolunteerclub.com, checking out the store, get all the new merch to kind of warm up and get ready for basketball season.
That's right, Vol Club Outfitters down off State Street there in downtown Knoxville. He is Will Watkins. Now more on Knoxville Smiles.
I'm Tennessee basketball player JP Estrella. Let me give you a tour here of the offices at Knoxville Smiles. Dr. Costa is placing implants with a robot, and it's all done digitally. There's no guessing with this since it's all robotic. Dr. Welko is the newest addition to the office. He loves to research the latest and greatest in technology, so the other doctors go to him for the newest product information and techniques. Dr. Malone is building teeth in the mouth. To him, cosmetic bonding is more like artwork. He does this without cutting your teeth down. It's all about building them up. Guys, we still have a problem. Do y'all have a bigger chair?
It's been a couple of years, since your big catch against Alabama, and you've now beat Alabama twice at home. And technically, you're 2-0 because you didn't play in last year's game. So, one would argue if you'd played last year, Tennessee could have had 3 in a row against the Tide.
I'd like to think that'd be true.
What's that feeling been like? Just overall. To see some of these wins, to obviously get to be part of the celebrations, checker kneeling, dark mode, smoking cigars after Alabama. What's that been like?
Surreal to an extent, but also like when I think back on like the goals I had set for myself coming out of high school, like I wanted to win and win in a big way. So it's almost it's taken as long as it has, but I'm finally kind of seeing like personally a lot of the dreams I had come to fruition, and I think as we continue to go forward through the season, we'll have more opportunities like that, to play in big games and to, kind of. I feel like we're going through a little bit of a rebrand at Tennessee about what the expectations are for the football team every year, and but being a part of 2 Alabama wins. Knowing the history now, it's special. It's stuff that you tell your kids about, but hopefully moving forward, the standard is a little bit different.
For you, when you made the decision to come to Tennessee, that was some unknown, but I mean you knew about what Josh Heupel and them wanted to do offensively. But what have you found out about the place, about the people, all that?
I mean, it's a one-of-a-kind place. It's got some of I'd say for me, the best people I've ever been around in my whole life. Just the quality of people, the support the team gets, the way the brand is represented, the way the players get treated. I mean, everything is one of a kind. So it's like winning to me is should be a byproduct of all those things. And now that we've got a good thing rolling, in my opinion, and for years to come when I'm gone, I think we will look back and look at 22, 23, 24 Tennessee and kind of be like, that was a transition into being what Tennessee deserves to be.
What's been the best catch from your time here? I mean, everybody's easy to say Alabama, boxed it out. But is there another one that sticks out besides that one, or is it that one?
I mean, it depends on the context that you're saying best catch. Because, I could say Alabama, but the catch I made when I broke my leg, for me, was it was a tough catch, a tough play, but probably the most impactful, and not just from the injury, but from kind of what it did for my life and my mind and, everything to come since. It definitely, you knowing me, I think as people's got to know me in my time here, I didn't have the easiest road to get here. And then you have some success and you think that's, I don't know, it's going to keep existing. I guess that's why they say don't get too high or too low on anything. Yeah. And then, you get injured in like the thick of it, when everything's going good. And so my best catch, I would say, would be Alabama. But most impactful for me was definitely that play. I broke my dang leg.
I thought, for me, there was two. There was the diving one against Florida on the 99-yard drive. I thought that was a huge one because that was on the move. Great throw by Hendon and great catch by you. And then I thought your catch at Oklahoma, where it was kind of like fingertips, like, on that deep ball by Nico, was equally, tough, to go get that one.
Yeah, that was a tough catch, too. I actually hit a speed PR during that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
How fast?
I think it was in-game PR now is 21.9. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty. And it was on that play, too. So
you switched numbers from 15 to 5. I'm never a big fan of changing numbers, especially for your final year. But I thought for you, because you're coming over the injury, it was kind of like a reboot, right?
Yeah.
Easier to kind of like rebrand, as you've called it with football, but for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, to an extent. I mean, whatever makes it an easier pill to swallow for other people, for me, purely like just really loved the number. Never got the chance. It was retired at USC. Got here, Hendon was wearing it. Hendon's gone. Obviously didn't plan on wearing it the year after he left.
Yeah.
And then this, you gave
and
it
you didn't
the
necessarily
year.
really think you were going to be here for this season until you broke your leg.
100%. So then it got a year kind of off. And I came back this year. I was like, man, of all the things that went wrong, this is going right.
And going from 15 to 5, you're just dropping the 1.
Just
the
dropping
5's
the 1.
Been there, Which, so aesthetically, like, whereas, like, Aaron Beasley went from 24 to 6. It's a drastic difference.
Yeah.
Or Elijah Simmons going from 51 to 10.
Yeah, I don't think you'll miss him. Yeah. Yeah, mistaken for Squirrel White out there, but
oh, dude, I love like when the occasional time, like the person is in the press box and they they'll if you make a play they'll say 18-yard catch by Bru McCoy or whatever,
right,
and they'll go, the guy won't even like pay attention and be like 13-yard catch by Elijah Simmons, and then we all just laugh because it's funny.
Yeah, it was.
What's your favorite moment? For you to this point, got senior day coming up here in a week or so. What's your favorite moment to this point?
I still gotta say LSU in 22. If you were there, man, it was something special.
The scene, the fans,
yeah, just how everything played out, and like it was one of those games where, man, it never really felt like they were in it.
They weren't,
and we're at their place. We've got about a slither of fans. You know how it is when you travel away, like you get put up next to the band, and man, we sung them out the stadium. I remember being so hot in the locker room at halftime. I stood out on the grass, like just outside the tunnel, because it was still a hot day, but it felt better standing out there. And when I saw, our fans were just going nuts at halftime, and I remember coming out. We were still whipping up on them at the time, and it started to see the fans empty out, and then you just started to hear Rocky Top. And then I was like, man, that's cool. You don't sing LSU out of Death Valley often.
I think it helped you play. Y'all are a morning practice team, and that game was at 11 a.m. local time.
That was perfect.
Yeah, well, that was perfect, too.
Yeah, perfect.
Y'all adjusted well to the morning stuff. How much do you love the morning practices?
I think it's great. I think every school in the country, to get optimal football time, you got to practice in the morning. It doesn't make sense. You can meet and practice in the morning and then meet in the afternoon instead of just meeting in the morning, practice in the afternoon.
All your school online at this point?
Yeah. Still in 12 credits though.
No kidding.
Yeah, getting extra educated.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You're an overachiever.
Can't you tell, man?
That comes from your mama.
Yeah.
You're a big family guy.
Yeah.
I blamed her for the Arkansas loss because she wasn't there. It's like the first time she's missed one of your games in a long time.
It is.
Told her she can't miss anymore.
Yep.
So
I don't think she will.
We've already got her penciled in for Athens.
Yeah.
What I guess for you, what do you like most about, being able to have family come to games? Obviously, I know your grandfather meant a lot to you, but just to have, that core group at these events, especially at the older you get.
Oh, yeah, it gets cooler and cooler. Because you're giving people you care about experiences that they otherwise would never have. And you get to kind of bring them into, like, the stuff that, it's unique to me, and then to get to share it with mom and dad and my sisters or grandparents. Like, it's as amazing as it is for me, I hope it is for them, too, because it brings me the most joy to get to share and have them be a part of whatever I'm doing. So, having them come as far as they do and, get to be a part of the pageantry and everything they get to be a part of, but also get to be a little bit closer than, I guess, the average, fan. I think that probably makes me the happiest of anything,
Being a California kid, I know you love home. California's a neat state.
Yeah.
But from a football perspective, or you wish you had just kind of came here out of high school and not even went? Because, I think it's easy to go, oh, yeah, SC, it's got a lot of, tradition to it. But at the same time, like I was texting Jackson Moy after, the Alabama game, because I had sent him, kind of like you. I sent you that video of you and your girlfriend on the field, and I sent one him, like, chest bumping everybody onto the earth. And I said, a little different than Stanford, huh? And he's like, 100%.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the time period I grew up in.
Oh, yeah. You grew up with Reggie.
Right. So it was like, hindsight's 20/20.
Sure.
When you look at it, I still saw, like, really talented USC, UCLA teams go at it. I saw really talented receivers. My whole upbringing.
Even guys
you
played with over that.
Guys I played with.
They've got talent now, but I'm just talking about, like, everything else that comes with it.
That's the difference maker. Yeah, if I could do it all over, I would have went to Tennessee straight out of high school. We might not be sitting here now having this conversation, but
correct.
But ultimately, yeah, the grass was much greener on the other side of the fence in my case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. Mm-hmm. You talk about the fans taking over to LSU. I thought, and I asked you about this at the end of I think I did. Didn't you talk after the Oklahoma game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I asked you about, like, hearing BRUUU at Oklahoma, because I was in the press box there is enclosed, so it's not open air, and you could still hear the amount of Tennessee fans that were at Oklahoma when you made those catches. I was just like, dang, like you got to be pretty loud for an opposing crowd to hear that type of thing. Can you hear it? Do you hear that, or are you so zoned in you don't?
I hear it. It's probably not. I don't hear it to the extent that it's happening, but I hear it, and it's like, man. It's like drinking a black coffee at 6 a.m. in that moment. You know what I mean? You're just like, my heart rate wasn't 130. It is now after I hear that, especially at away games like that. I don't know. To me, it feels like we have there's a lot of college football fans, and then there's like UT, Knoxville college football fans. You kind of take a step up in every aspect. So, like, I don't know. It's nice to know that we go around to different schools and kind of put fans at their own place to shame a little bit, like, make them feel bad or whatever. But yeah, man, it's the coolest thing ever.
That brings a smile to his face. Now for more on Knoxville Smiles, let's take a listen to Lance Hurd.
Knoxville Smiles depend on us to make you smile better. Knoxville Smiles, are you happy with your smile today? Knoxville Smiles, we're all about smiles.
Hey Lance, what makes you smile?
Pancake blocks.
All right, so when you were out here last, we did Jordan LeBron. We retired that. Now we pull out the phone. We call the one person you can count on to always answer the phone. Who is this person?
Is there someone on the team?
No, it can be anyone.
Anybody?
Anybody in your life. Who can you always count on to answer, no matter when you call, any time of day?
Any time of day?
Yeah. Who can you count on?
What? Okay, does responding count? Like if they say 1 sec, about to call you right back, we counting that?
I mean, yes, we can count that.
Coop Mays.
It'll be disappointing though if he doesn't answer the phone. But go ahead, let's call him. Put him on speakerphone.
Oh man, this would be so disappointing.
Wow, we've had some that don't answer, and we've had some that do.
Just give him a ring.
Yeah.
All right.
He may have it on Do Not Disturb, which means you have to call twice.
Right. Hey, you're live on the podcast. You were the guy who said that if I called, you'd pick up.
Ah, yes, bro. I always pick up. Trey Smith just told me that if his life was on the line, he'd call me. So,
Hear that? Yeah.
podcast for it.
Me. It's for me.
Oh, awesome. How are you, man?
What's up, buddy?
Man, awesome. I'm glad I didn't cuss, and I'm glad I picked up.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll tell this story. The best part was when Kitzelman was out here, he called his buddy from Utah, and the guy answers the phone, and he goes, "Hello, beautiful." And I'm like, "Oh, this is great. No, I was loving this." And he goes, "What's up?" And the guy goes, "Taking a." And I was like, "All right, we're going to call you back." We didn't put that in the episode because I didn't put the guy because the guy didn't know. Okay, the guy didn't know, but it was so organic and awesome, but at the same time hilarious. So, all right, Coop, man, we appreciate you, pal.
Of course. Y'all have a great podcast.
See you in a few,
You
brother.
too. See you.
Here we go.
Good old Cooper Mays, buddy. I'll be sad when he's gone. You know, I've known him since he was a freshman in high school, and by the time camp gets here, oh, buddy, if anybody's going to own that kid's recruitment, it is me. Like, he gets so fired. Like, I never knew, like, he even paid attention to me until, you know, Cooper was out at the first of last year with that ankle.
Right.
And so they came back, and they're like, and he has gone to the bathroom, and Melinda and Kevin were like, you know, Camp told us on the way to the stadium day he was excited to see one person, and it was you. And I was like, really? And he goes, yeah, he really likes when you interact with him when I come down on the field with 5 minutes to go, because they always sit right beside your mom and dad.
Right.
So, like earlier this year, I was talking to Cole Kubelik, and he was getting some notes on the team and stuff. And I said, hey, you ought to do something with Camp Mays, which is why he put him on that.
No kidding.
Yeah, so he started texting with Cade when I was on the phone with him. And,
Yeah.
you know, Cade was giving him some more background and stuff. And, you know, Camp, you know, that guy's he's a peach, buddy.
What? He's going to be the biggest one.
I call him the mix because he is Cade from a physical standpoint. He's going to be big like Cade, but he's cerebral like Cooper. Like he's got the like kind of like, you know, not to say Cade's not smart because that's not true, but like Cooper always was a thinker.
Right.
Like I think Camp is kind of both of them combined, and it's like, you know, again, you know, he'll get to high school in like 7 years from now because you know they held him back, so he's already going to be like, you know, massive, you know, now.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, I saw a picture of him in his classroom, and I thought he was like visiting.
You thought he was.
I thought he was visiting the younger kids for like a cool picture or something.
Dude, I'm telling you, he is so big. So you've got a sibling,
Yep.
your sister. Most people don't know this,
Yep.
and most people don't know that, like, you know, your sister goes to Michigan State, and she was actually in that dorm the night that the Michigan State had that shooting up there, and you were on the phone with her when all
We
that
were
was
on
going on.
FaceTime. Yep.
When all that one happened.
100%.
And that had to be scary. So scary.
It was terrifying for me, but the way she was reacting was like, just no panic. She's like, yeah, there's some guy shooting. I was like, did you get out? No. You gonna? We're trying. I'm like, all right. Well, I'm freaking out, you know, but obviously.
So she was like you
she's
during
all right.
the huddle then. Except
Calm,
her
cool,
life was on the
collected.
line, not a third down was on the line.
Yeah, she thought it was like, she was a little bit in shock, but also kind of like, she was smiling when we were on the phone, which I was like, what are you smiling about? She's like, this is just so crazy. I never thought this. I was like, yeah, you gotta like get some adrenaline going. I don't know. You might have to jump out a window.
Correct.
You know?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. But, yeah, I mean, you know, thankfully, I mean, obviously rest in peace to anybody that was affected by that, because that was.
What we did learn from that situation was BRUUU's not a very good recruiter. He tried to get her to recruit her to come here and failed.
I don't know. I guess she likes the cold.
You don't like the cold?
I don't mind it. I mean, it snowed crazy last year.
It did.
It did. I feel like.
Was that your first real experience in snow outside of like maybe going to like, you know, Big Bear or something like that?
100%. First time living somewhere where it snowed. Yeah.
How much did you go out and do snow angels and do sledding and a bunch of stuff?
100%.
Even you were just coming off injury.
Didn't matter. Felt good. Felt good in the old ankle. Put that thing in the snow. No, we built snowman, snow angels. I was in the apartments downtown, and it turned into like an ice rink in the parking lot. Loved it. Slid to the car every day. I had a great time.
I think you're destined to get drafted by like a Buffalo Bill type team, like a northern like snow physical.
I think I could do it.
Oh, I think you could too.
Yeah, I kind of like that brand of ball. You know what I mean? Like, I reminisce about the football I grew up on often, because I feel like, I mean, it's a different brand of ball now for sure.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I grew up playing running back, and I played linebacker in high school, and was never afraid to hit and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's benefits and drawbacks to playing the position I play now and having those skill sets, you know what I mean?
Do you look forward to senior day?
Bittersweet. To an extent. But at the same time, it's like, man, that means all this is it's closer to coming to an end. And I'm in no rush for this to be over with. You know, I enjoy my time here. I enjoy the people I'm around. So I'll enjoy it when it's here, you know.
Feels like just yesterday we taped that interview out there.
Right.
You took a big chance because, I mean, you didn't know me from Adam, and you were willing to do something in advance of your announcement.
Well, I figured if they were letting you hang
if they signed off on me, yes.
Yeah.
It made it a lot easier. Will you try to do anything, or how will you handle going through the T for the final time? Like, will you like go slow? Will you look around? You know, I mean, because everybody just kind of always just trots through, and I'm like, who's going to be that person that just kind of takes their time and soaks it up and plays to the crowd? Because if anybody could, it would be you, because they're going to do that one last time. BRUUU.
Yeah, man. I think I will. I think I'll take my time and soak it in. You know, why not? You know, you only get to live this life once. And
you'll give it a Ray Lewis type, stuff.
Some slow, some cool. Yeah, you know. Why not? Take advantage of it. Enjoy it. Soak it in. But I'm not. I'll look back on it, but I'm not looking forward to it just yet. You know what I mean?
What's the one thing most people don't know about you from any secret interest you have that most people don't realize?
I'm a big history buff. Like, if you jump in my car, I probably got to turn the music on, because I'm history podcasts all day.
Like history as in what?
World history. I'm trying to think lately I've been, just because it's, an election coming up, it's teetered more towards current political whatever. But my free time, I'll go I think the last one I listened to was like a 3-hour on Genghis Khan. And that would be my car drives. But I know a bunch of random weird history facts because of it. Kind of, I don't know why.
So, are you like a big, is it just straight world history? Do you like American history? do you have you ever been to, how much time have you spent in Washington, D.C.?
Not much. But I do know, I know a fair amount about American history. I think my interest started with American history, and then you kind of, like we always grew up learning about World War II, and you learn about who's on what side, and then I got old enough to the point where I was like, well, why were they on that side? and you kind of dig a little bit deeper, and then you hear stories, and you might hear a one-off story about a singular soldier, and then that piques your interest. So then next time you come across another one like that, you're like, let me go listen to this. And it's been probably 4 years now doing that stuff, but that'd be my secret interest is history. But
You ever been to a presidential library?
haven't.
I don't know, like Reagan's out there not too far from, where you're from, and there's been plenty of other ones.
No, I haven't been. I'd love to go. That'd be something that interests me.
Like I wanted to, we just didn't have time, but this summer I was up in Boston, and I really loved to have went to the JFK library.
That'd be cool. That'd be super cool.
I mean, I've done all the stuff down in Dallas where he got shot. But,
Yeah.
I'm big into. I love that type of stuff, man.
Really?
Yeah, every week, during the national anthem, I just, I'm down deep, man. I get sappy when it comes to that type of stuff. Especially when people get divided on things. On the
You're talking about as far as being like a patriot?
Yeah, just if you ever been to Baltimore and you go to Fort McHenry, which is where Francis Scott Key watched the Battle of Baltimore, and that's where he wrote the Star Spangled Banner. I don't know. I just get to, you go to like Betsy Ross in Philadelphia and you see the flag. And
Right.
I don't know. Like, I just, I guess it brings me back to saying the Pledge of Allegiance when I was in 4th grade and, all
Right.
that stuff that,
Right.
I just think you lose your way as you get older and you get into other things and, I just enjoy that type of stuff.
It's like a grounding thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's kind of like that food in like Ratatouille. When he eats it, it like flashes him back.
Flashes?
Yeah.
I did not know we were going over the Ratatouille reference. You a Disneyland guy?
I like it. I wouldn't say I'm like Disney adult, but like I think it's a fun day. Now, like it used to be rides. Now it's more like, let me go check out this movie I used to like when I was a kid. Then I might go walk around the shop a little bit, eat some food.
What was your favorite Disney movie as a kid?
Toy Story as a kid. I was a huge Toy Story kid. Probably that. Lion King. You remember that movie Robots?
Yes.
Loved that movie when I was a kid. And then Fish Tales. I would say those come to mind.
See, for me, like DuckTales.
I watched DuckTales.
DuckTales. That's some good. That's some good family. Some good family entertainment there,
No
especially
doubt.
with the kids, man. I am. There's no doubt about it. You would call me a Disney adult. I love the parks. I love taking my kids and seeing their face when they saw characters and that type of stuff. But I do love. We started doing Disneyland quite a bit. I love Disneyland. Disneyland's my jam.
Land over World?
Yes.
Why you
Now,
say that?
it's more laid back. It's not your whole trip. Like you go to Disney World, I think you're going as your whole trip.
That's fair.
Whereas Disneyland, you're going as a part of your trip. And there's just some things out there I think that are better in Disney. Like Space Mountain is better at Disneyland than Disney World.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been to Disney World.
Now, but there are certain things you can't replicate at Disney World, right? The Animal Kingdom,
Right.
Epcot, and the countries,
100%.
all that stuff is super neat. But my kids love Disneyland.
Wow,
you
that's
know.
crazy.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're big into that. They're big into the Disneyland. It's good times. It's
Good
not
old Anaheim.
Anaheim,
Yeah.
yeah, Anaheim, and but you can go a lot of different places there.
Oh, yeah.
In a couple hours from Anaheim.
Yeah, you got Costa Mesa, you got Newport, you got Santa Ana's right there.
But you can be down to San Diego in an
Like
hour
that.
and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And, back
Very
over to
central.
back over to LA in 5 hours. With the traffic.
Go 40 miles.
Go 40 miles. Oh, dude, I was talking to your dad, leaving the Arkansas game, and he was talking about that, like just getting to the grocery store is he's like, I have to account for all the extra time just to go get some Oreos.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'm early to everything here. It's been a benefit for me. I'm like, oh, this is 10 miles away. Let me leave this time. I'm like 10 minutes early every time, So it's not been too bad. But, man, yeah. I mean, I drove an hour and 30 miles, so I drove an hour and a half to school every day for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And, man, that'll get you listening to podcasts. I'll tell you, we just run out of music. I would say where that history interest come from is I just driving so much. I need something else to listen to.
Was it just you by yourself?
Yep. sometimes I would carpool with I had one teammate that we lived close, but I was still getting up earlier. I didn't like to wait around. So if he wasn't ready, I was leaving type of thing. But, yeah. LA traffic's terrible. I drove 110 to 405 to 22 every day, twice, hour and a half, both ways. Peak traffic hours. It drove me crazy.
Dodgers, yes or no?
Dodgers fan? Absolutely.
Dodgers, Lakers.
Dodgers, Lakers. Hate the Clippers. Hate the Angels. And go Kings.
Go Kings. What? I know you don't care.
Yeah.
But if you could draft yourself, where would you get drafted to?
Oh. Probably Houston.
I'm with you on this, and this is what I always told Trey Smith. The best thing that ever happened to Trey was the blood clots, because he would have gotten drafted higher without them, and he may not have went to the Chiefs. And when you go to a place that is stable at quarterback, it makes it a lot more stable for everybody else. And that would be Houston. They're stable at quarterback.
That's what I kind of racked my brain for, was a young quarterback that you can tell they're building and invested in. Because I think a lot of the teams that came to mind, they've got an older veteran quarterback kind of playing himself.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, like the Jets right now. I mean, how much longer is Aaron Rodgers really going to go?
This year, maybe next year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then it's a total redo, and, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's why, like, if I was Devontae Adams, I mean, you know, in a year or two, you may end up just be going somewhere else again anyway.
Right.
You know.
I thought that whole ordeal was strange. I don't know. I don't know why they traded away. I'm just blanking.
Zach Wilson?
No, at the Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
His quarterback from college at Fresno State.
Yeah.
Because I mean, to me, when you, as a spectator, you looked and you're like, oh, this is like the get back together moment. They're gonna finish their careers together. Then he gets there and they trade him off, and I'm sure they use him as the selling piece.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just one of those weird things. Probably what made him more, like, I guess, disloyal. Like, I don't need to.
Yes.
You know? Who knows? I'm a huge Devontae Adams fan, though. I'd love to be able to get to learn from him or anything like that. I think he's one of the best.
Big, physical.
Really quick. Not a guy, like, a lot of what he does is unique to him.
So, we'll wrap up here. You referenced Ratatouille and the flashback.
Yeah.
Years from now,
what will be the flashbacks of Tennessee football for you?
A lot of it will come from, like, the locker room and, like, moments with my teammates that, you know, you just won't ever get that circumstance back, you know, where it's 10 of y'all and you're all best buds and you're hanging out and it's this congenial, like, you know, it feels like it's fleeting in college football, for one, but also just as you get older. Every guy I talk to at the next level says, man, just enjoy it. Enjoy it while you're there. It's never the same. Even the guys first year out are like, man, just enjoy it while it's there. Because that camaraderie and those friendships, like, you might get something similar, but the odds are much lesser at the next level. So I'll look back on, like, the days at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm sitting in the locker room with 5 of my buddies and talking about nothing, you know?
Well, he's left a lot of memories, a lot of indelible memories here on Rocky Top. Tennessee fans will have a lot of flashbacks of 15 and hopefully a few more 5 moments between here and the house, man. Look forward to senior day, and good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks. Appreciate you, David.